Welcome to College Briefing. The content of the briefing includes how to safely return to swimming after a shark incident. Singapore banking tycoon and former UOB boss Wee Cho Ya dies at 95. Juju Watkins scores USC record 51 points to help 15th-ranked Trojans upset number 4 Stanford, 67-58. Charisma Osborne scores 32 points, number 7 UCLA women rout California 78-58. Shattered our hearts, young drowning victim remembered at Hobart Vigil. How to safely return to swimming after a shark incident. ABC. Shark attacks on humans are extremely rare, according to marine experts. Around 1,000 species of shark exist and only 4 or 5 are a threat to humans, with bull sharks being the most dangerous. They will bite warm-blooded animals, but their preference is for fish. White sharks prey on seals, so those wearing wetsuits or swimming on surfboards can be mistaken for one. The majority of shark bites are on limbs or boards, with fatalities usually due to blood loss. Singapore banking tycoon and former UOB boss Wee Cho Ya dies at 95. South China Morning Post. Wee Cho Ya, the former chairman and CEO of Singapore Bank UOB, has died at the age of 95. Wee is one of Southeast Asia's most successful businessmen, having helmed UOB Group for more than 60 years before he retired from the board in 2018. He was also chairman of real estate developer UOL Group. Juju Watkins scores USC record 51 points to help 15th-ranked Trojans upset number 4 Stanford, 67-58. Associated Press. Freshman Juju Watkins scored a Southern California record 51 points, the most in NCAA women's basketball this season, and the 15th-ranked Trojans upset number 4 Stanford 67-58 on Friday night. Charisma Osborne scores 32 points, number 7 UCLA women rout California 78-58. Associated Press. Charisma Osborne had 32 points and number 7 UCLA beat California 78-58 on Friday night for its 12th straight victory over the Bears. UCLA rebounded after losing to unranked Washington State, with a marquee matchup at number 4 Stanford looming Sunday. The Bruins started the season 14-0, but had lost 3 of their last 5. Osborne's elbow jumper off a screen by Lena Sontag with under 2 minutes to go in the half gave her 2,102 career points, passing Maylana Martin for third on UCLA's scoring list. Shattered our hearts, young drowning victim remembered at Hobart Vigil. ABC. Deepinderjeet Singh, a 27-year-old man from India, tragically drowned while attempting to save a woman from an alleged robbery in Hobart, Australia. Singh was sitting with the woman at a waterfront precinct when they were pushed into the water from behind. The woman was able to make it to safety, but Singh, who couldn't swim, drowned. Several speeches at Singh's memorial service recognized the heroic actions of those who tried to save him. A 17-year-old boy has been charged with manslaughter and aggravated robbery in connection with the incident. Pillai scores 31, Utah shoots past Washington for an 83-65 win. Associated Press. Alyssa Pillai scored 31 points as number 20 Utah defeated Washington 83-65. Utah had a 17-15 lead after the first quarter, but Washington pulled within 1 point early in the second quarter. However, Utah responded with an 8-0 run to take a 35-26 lead at halftime. In the second half, Utah made 7 three-pointers to pull away from Washington. Kennedy McQueen and Jenna Johnson hit 3-pointers early in the third quarter to give Utah a double-digit lead. Pillai hit 2 three-pointers to extend the lead to 14 points. Utah shot 64.7% from the field and 45% from beyond the arc. Hannah Steins scored a career-high 24 points to lead Washington. Weekend time schedule. Associated Press. The article provides a schedule of sporting events taking place on Saturday, February 3rd, and Sunday, February 4th. The events include NBA basketball games, NHL All-Star Game semifinals and championship, PWHL hockey games, top 25 men's and women's college basketball games, and various golf and tennis tournaments. ODOT says traffic light at Route 20 and Dock Road in Madison Township is not warranted. Yahoo! The Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, has said it will not install a traffic light at the intersection between Route 20 and Dock Road in Madison Township because it does not meet the criteria set for such a signal. Madison Township trustees raised the issue at a recent meeting after a serious crash occurred at the intersection on December 15, 2023. A traffic study conducted in 2022 found that the number of crashes at the intersection was below the minimum threshold for a traffic signal to be warranted. NMSU announces 5 finalists in presidential search. Yahoo! New Mexico State University's Board of Regents on Friday announced 5 finalists in the institution's search for a new president, including top university officials from Utah, Texas, New Hampshire, Illinois, and Maine. NMSU's presidential search will continue with campus visits by each candidate and opportunities for input from the Aggie community. The chosen candidate will replace former NMSU Chancellor Dan Arvizu, who announced over a year ago he would not seek to extend his contract, which expired in June. Former NMSU President Jay Gogue has served as interim chancellor since April. Hockey Canada's sexual assault scandal has reached the NHL. Washington Post. 4 active NHL players and 1 former NHL player now in Europe have left their teams to report to London, Ontario, to face criminal charges of sexual assault. The players are Michael McLeod of the New Jersey Devils, Cal Foote of the New Jersey Devils, Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers, Dylan Dubé of the Calgary Flames, and Alex Formenton, who plays in Switzerland. All 5 players have denied wrongdoing. The allegations date back to 2018, and police are expected to hold a news conference on Monday. The scandal has already led to widespread changes in the sport, including the resignation of Hockey Canada's CEO and board. All 5 of the players were part of the 2018 Canadian World Junior team that won gold at that year's World Junior Championships. The allegations erupted into view in May 2022 when it was reported that Hockey Canada had settled a multi-million-dollar lawsuit filed by a woman who alleged that she had been sexually assaulted by 8 unnamed players from the 2018 World Junior team. The ensuing outcry led to both Hockey Canada and police in London reopening investigations into the incident, eventually leading to charges. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman has said that the league had no advance notice of the charges and that the league will await the conclusion of the judicial proceedings before responding. However, Amos Guayora, a former chair of the Gymnastics Canada Task Force for Assault, said that it was unlikely that team and league officials were unaware of rumors connecting these players to the allegations. I think they made a cold calculation that the fan base will tolerate this if he's able to put a puck in the net, Guayora said. Penn Museum reburies the bones of 19 Black Philadelphians, causing a dispute with community members. The Toronto Star. The University of Pennsylvania has returned the remains of 19 Black Philadelphians to Eden Cemetery, a historic Black cemetery, as part of an effort to rectify past wrongs and address institutional racism. The remains were part of the Morton Cranial Collection, which was used to promote white supremacy through racist scientific research. The collection, which contains over 1,000 human remains from around the world, was amassed by physician and Professor Samuel George Morton in the 19th century. Morton used the collection to support his racist pseudoscience, which influenced scientific research and was used to justify slavery. The University of Pennsylvania has come under criticism for its handling of the repatriation process, with community members feeling excluded and arguing that the university should not have the power to decide how the remains are returned. The university formed an advisory committee to decide on the reburial, but critics argue that the committee should have included more community members. The university has also been criticized for failing to properly research the identities of the individuals whose remains were returned. South Australian woman, believed to be Australia's oldest person, dies aged 111. ABC. Katharina van der Linden, believed to be Australia's oldest living person, has died at the age of 111. She passed away on Australia Day at a care home in South Australia. Van der Linden was born in the Netherlands in 1912 and migrated to Australia with her family in 1955. She held various jobs throughout her life and was an active volunteer. Van der Linden was known for her healthy lifestyle, which included regular exercise. Her body will be donated to the University of Adelaide's Body Donation Program for medical research. Nova Scotia universities say new funding model is another serious blow. The Globe and Mail. Nova Scotia universities have expressed disappointment at a new funding model that caps tuition increases fees for international students, and requires additional housing. The province also recently announced it would cap the number of new international student visa permits, which it is claimed will cause the universities to lose millions of dollars in revenue and damage Nova Scotia's reputation as an education destination. The universities are required to develop proposals for 2025 to 2028 that outline how they will advance government priorities, including healthcare, housing, and labor market demands. It's going to be a war, Gonzaga already feeling urgency ahead of first matchup with St. Mary's. Yahoo! The first of the 2 highly anticipated games between Gonzaga and St. Mary's will take place Saturday at the McCarthy Athletic Center. It may be hard to remember the last time a game between the Bulldogs and Gales didn't come with high stakes. The Gales, who enter Saturday having won their past 9 games, have a little more leeway than the Bulldogs, who who were tripped up January 11 at Santa Clara and would fall 2 games behind their rivals from Moraga, California, in the WCC standings with a loss. Hasty Pudding honors Saltburn actor Barry Keoghan as its Man of the Year. Associated Press. Irish actor Barry Keoghan, known for his roles in Dunkirk, The Killing of a Sacred Deer and Eternals, has been awarded the Man of the Year award by Harvard University's Hasty Pudding Theatricals. Keoghan was presented with a pudding pot and invited to attend a performance of the group's 175th production. During the roast, Keoghan took part in a boxing match and an awkward romantic comedy scene, and was given a bathtub award, before being made to wear a bra adorned with cartons of Morton salt and cardboard flames. Annette Bening was named as the 2024 Woman of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Sixth Doctor, back with another edition of the 6 Degrees Briefing. I hope you're all doing swimmingly. Now, let's dive right into today's news. First up, we have some tips on how to safely return to swimming after a shark incident. According to marine experts, shark attacks on humans are extremely rare, with only a few species posing a threat. So, if you're planning to hit the waves, just remember to keep an eye out for those bull sharks and avoid looking like a tasty seal. And remember, the majority of shark bites are on limbs or boards, so protect yourself and enjoy the water. In other news, Singapore banking tycoon and former UOB boss Wee Cho Yaw has sadly passed away at the age of 95. Wee was a prominent figure in Southeast Asia's business world, having led UOB Group for over 60 years. He will be remembered as one of the region's most successful businessmen, and his legacy will live on in the business and real estate sectors. On the sports front, we have some exciting basketball action to talk about. Freshman Juju Watkins scored a record-breaking 51 points for the 15th-ranked USC Trojans, leading them to an upset victory over number 4 Stanford. And not to be outdone, Charisma Osborne dropped 32 points for number 7 UCLA in their win against California. These young talents are making waves and proving that they're forces to be reckoned with on the court. Unfortunately, not all news is filled with triumph and joy. At a vigil in Hobart, Australia, the community gathered to remember Deepinderjeet Singh, a hero who tragically drowned while trying to save a woman from a robbery. Singh's selfless act of bravery serves as a reminder of the kindness and courage that exists within our communities. Our thoughts go out to his loved ones during this difficult time. Switching gears to other sports news, number 20 Utah had a commanding victory over Washington in women's basketball, with Alyssa Pillai leading the way with 31 points. Utah's strong shooting and solid performance secured them the win, and they showcased their skills on the court. Keep an eye on this team as they continue to make strides in the season. Now, let's take a look at the weekend sports schedule. We've got a lineup of NBA basketball games, NHL All-Star Game semifinals and championship, PWHL hockey games, top 25 men's and women's college basketball games, and various golf and tennis tournaments. So, grab your snacks, settle in, and get ready for some thrilling sports action. Moving on to some local news, the Ohio Department of Transportation has decided not to install a traffic light at an intersection in Madison Township, citing that it does not meet the criteria for such a signal. The decision came after a serious crash occurred at the intersection, raising concerns about safety. It's a reminder that sometimes, even with the best intentions, not every problem can be solved with a traffic light. In education news, New Mexico State University has announced 5 finalists in their search for a new president. The candidates come from various universities across the United States and will undergo campus visits and community input before a final decision is made. It's an exciting time for NMSU as they look to find a leader who will guide them into the future. Now, let's talk about a serious matter that has reached the NHL. 4 active NHL players and 1 former NHL player have left their teams to face criminal charges of sexual assault. These allegations date back to 2018, and the scandal has already led to significant changes in the sport. It's a reminder that no one is above the law, and it's essential to address these issues head-on and create a safe and inclusive environment for all. Shifting gears, let's discuss a controversy surrounding the Penn Museum's repatriation of human remains. The University of Pennsylvania returned the remains of 19 Black Philadelphians to a historic Black cemetery as part of an effort to address past wrongs and institutional racism. However, community members have expressed their discontent with the university's handling of the process, feeling excluded and arguing for more community involvement. It's a reminder that meaningful change requires open dialogue and collaboration. In other news, Katharina van der Linden, believed to be Australia's oldest living person, has sadly passed away at the age of 111. Van der Linden lived a vibrant life and was known for her healthy lifestyle and active volunteer work. Her passing reminds us to cherish the wisdom and experiences of our elders. Lastly, Nova Scotia universities are expressing disappointment with a new funding model that caps tuition increases and puts additional financial burdens on international students. These changes have sparked concerns about revenue loss and the impact on Nova Scotia's reputation as an education destination. It's a reminder of the delicate balance between accessibility and financial sustainability in higher education. Well, that wraps up today's news briefing. Remember, folks, life is a lot like swimming after a shark incident. You've got to dive back in, stay vigilant, and make a splash. So, keep those questions coming, and let's get the discussion going. What are your thoughts on these news stories? I'm all ears. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.